Well, good evening, everybody. Hello, and welcome to Micro-MetroFest. Yes, you've heard of MetroFest. We had it a little bit earlier on in the year. Well, this is its much younger brother. And I'm joined by proceedings tonight by a lady that, if you go to the dictionary right now and you look up the words organised, glamorous, and gin, and you're sure to see this lady. It is, of course, Emma Cross, coordinator for the Hickford Construction Limited MG Metro Cup. Emma, good evening. Thank you for co-hosting tonight.
Good evening. Thank you for inviting me. Can't wait.
No, look, it's an absolute pleasure. It really is. Now, you may remember, of course, we did MetroFest a little bit earlier in the year, before the season even got underway, and we've been causing trouble again, haven't we, getting out there, getting some interviews with drivers. We've got exclusive interviews coming up. We've even got some race footage to bring you as well. However, before we get to the small matter of that, Emma, it's Snetterton this weekend, isn't it? And it's the season finale. Can you believe that?
No, it's gone far too quick. I don't want it to end. Can we not just add a few more on afterwards, if that's possible, please?
I wish we could. I really do. It is amazing, actually, how quick things go, doesn't it? But it's quite an important weekend as well, isn't it? Because the championship will be decided this weekend too. And I do have the championship standings. Now, you might not be able to read that very well. So, fortunately, I did manage to print it off. And I can tell you at the minute, it's Mark Eales, of course, at the top of the championship standings. Now, we must hasten to add as well that the there must be one drop score throughout the season as well, isn't there, Emma? That's correct. Yeah. So as it stands at the minute, without any drop scores, it is Mark Eales with 127 points, Dan Willers in second with 106, Tim Shooter in third with 101. And then we've got Dave James, John Moore, Phil Goodwin, Tim Davis, Tony Howe, Les Tyler, Kyler Birdseye, Stephen Williams, Andrew Ewins, Terry Wood, Richard Gerard, Robbie Kennan, Pete Coleman, Ben Williams, Neil Burnett, Chris Sabry, Rob Jessup, Joe Ball. And it's shaping up quite nicely, isn't it, Mark's done very well this season, but once again, there's been a few other winners, hasn't there? Notably, Tim Shooter has gone very well with a pair of wins at Brands Hatch. Who do you think is going to get it done this weekend, Emma?
Oh, I don't want to say, because I don't want to jinx it, and then they come up to me after Snet and go, "You shouldn't have said anything on Wednesday night." Yeah,
say it. Go on, say it. No offences here.
No, I can't. I can't. I don't want to.
Do you know what? I this is what I want.
I'm not actually sure, if I'm honest.
Do you know who I want to win? I want motorsport to win. That's what, and fair play. That's what I want to win.
A car over the line first. Yeah, great. Yeah, I'll go with that one.
Yeah, fantastic. Now, I'm just going to move and get off the fence and move on to some questions for you, Emma, as well, because I've been chatting to a number of the drivers who we're going to hear from today, and but I've got to ask you the questions as well, and they are relevant to you as well. Now, we did quickly run through these actually before, so you know kind of what's coming up. But what I want to know, as coordinator, okay, you're a little bit different. You're not one of the drivers. You are the coordinator, of course, for the Hickford Construction Limited MG Metro Cup. I want to know how your season has gone from an organiser's point of view.
Busy as usual, which is great. I have to say, my sister and I, who is registrar, we're a bit of a tag team. So I couldn't have done it without her, really. And without MG Car Club as well, as their support with all their organising and everything. So I can't really say it's all been down to me. It has been a massive team effort. But yeah, it's just gone too quickly. And we missed the first race of the season because we weren't out of regulations for COVID. So we missed Silverstone. And then we're finishing quite early this year. Normally we would have had Alton Park at the end of the year, but we had that back in May. So the season's sort of been squidged together a little bit. So It's okay.
Yeah, it has. It's come quite thick and fast, hasn't it? Talking of Alton Park, we do have some race footage a little bit later to show you from Alton Park. But of course, before we come to that, let's talk about next season then. I know this season hasn't quite finished yet. Plans for next season, of course. It looks like we should have a full campaign.
We should. We've got some new drivers coming in, which is great. And they're constantly, they're in sort of talks with our drivers that we have at the minute for support and advice and any questions they may have. And then it will be waiting to see what the calendar looks like for next year, hoping to get that wrapped up by the beginning of next year so that we can get that out so that all spectators and everybody who wants to come and watch us can come along and put the dates in the calendar.
From a selfish point of view, if the calendar could just be Brands Hatch, Silverstone, Thruxton, then Brands Hatch, Silverstone, Thruxton again.
Yeah,
that would be really useful for me.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Anything sort of south of Silverstone is about as far north as I kind of
I'll sort that. Yeah,
maybe Snetterton, of course. Snetterton's not too bad.
But it's a good track. It's a good track.
Not Knockhill, please. Not I've got anything against Knockhill, but not Knockhill.
I've never been, so I don't know what I'm missing.
Well, that's quite good then. That would suggest we're probably not going to Knockhill next season. So. Right, now another question as well, and you said I can't answer this one because I've never raced. That you can answer this one. When and where was your first ever race? Now you don't have to have raced. Where was your first ever race as coordinator for the Hickford Construction Limited MG Metro Cup?
I want to say Silverstone. And that's my local track as well. That's about 20 minutes up the road for me. So that's quite handy. Yeah. I think it was Silverstone, which we normally have at the beginning of the season anyway. It's either that or Donington, because I remember one year, I'm sure we were at Donington at the beginning of the year as well. Freezing cold.
When?
Yeah.
When
one of those things. What's that?
When was it?
It would have been March, end of March.
What year?
Oh God. I think this is my 5th year. Coordinating. So do the maths.
Well, I've got the
2016 or 2017, something like that.
I've got the exact date. No, I haven't really. My research isn't that good. This question, we've asked you this question before, but for those tuning in who are new to the MG Metro Cup, of course, we always welcome people who are new to it. We will want to hear from you, and if you do have a question, by the way, at any point today, please do comment below. We can see those comments. Do get them in, comment, get sharing as well. We want to get this out to as many places as possible. But why did you get involved, Emma? Why did you get involved with Metros?
Well, I've always been into motorsport ever since I've been born, because my dad has been into motorsport all of my life. So it's almost in the blood. But then they were, I used to go to the AGMs and just sort of sit at the back of the room, texting or whatever on the back of the room. And then they needed a coordinator, and Paul Ashton, actually, I blame him, because he was sat in front of me and he turned around and went, I think Emma's be really good at doing this with her organisational skills. So, Paul Ashton, thanks for that.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. Well done, Paul. Well done. Good job. Paul. Good job with that one, I have to say. Right, now, this is doesn't actually have to be Metro related at all, but we always like to ask people a nice little question. And I want to know, what was your first ever car you owned? First ever car. And it doesn't have to be Metro, by the way.
It wasn't. I've never owned a Metro. How? Never owned a Metro. I shouldn't have said that, should I? No, I've never owned a Metro. My first
coordinator job's been revoked.
Yeah. Black mark against my name. No, my first car was a Peugeot 205, a little blue one, and I named it Percy. Percy Peugeot. It was really good at hill climbs. I used to do a lot when Dad used to go off and do hill climbs. I used to take it with me, and everybody, used to do it in that.
Oh, classic.
Randomly.
Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Now, Emma,
with the tape cassette. Do you remember the tape cassette? The original. Am I showing my age now?
No. My first car was a Rover 214, and it had beige interior. It's 2-tone, Nightfire red and grey paneling underneath. And it had fake walnut dash because it was a Rover 200. And it had a cassette player. And I was the coolest guy rocking up to Harrogate College. I was the only guy rocking up to Harrogate College in a 5-door family saloon. All my mates had Fiat Puntos and Vauxhall Corsas, and I rocked up in his tank. Well, not that I rode a 200, but compared to a Punto in a Corsa, it was a tank.
Yeah, with the windows down, with the arm out, giving it the music on, and
I had House of Pain on cassette, rocking that.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, House of Pain. Comment below. Everybody comment below.
Can someone tell me? Give me a famous song for I don't know.
Jump Around.
Yes.
Jump Around.
That's
House of Pain.
No, that one.
Comment below, everybody, the most famous House of Pain songs. In fact, let's get that going right now. How many House of Pain songs can we name? Comment below. We want to hear it. We really do want to hear it. Now. Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
Shocked. Anyway, back to the show. Like I said, if you do have a question, please do get those comments below. We can see them. And also, there is a link in the body of this broadcast to the Hickford Construction Limited MG Metro Cup website. If you want to find out more or you want to get involved, please do visit it and get in touch with us that way too, or contact us on social media. And now, Emma, you're not the only person I've been putting these questions to. We've had a number of drivers I've been chatting to, and I think it's almost time for our very first Metro Meet. There you go. Right, so that's the one that we're going to get going is, who shall we go for? I had the pleasure, actually, of catching up with Pete Coleman. Now, I must let everybody know these were pre-recorded. It's not live, these interviews, but I did catch up with Pete just a few days ago. And I put the exact same questions to him, and here's what he had to say. Right, hello everybody, and welcome to another meet and greet session with one of the Hickford Construction Limited MG Metro Cup drivers. It is, of course, our good friend. It's Pete Coleman. Pete, how are you doing? Are you well?
Yes, thank you. Nice.
Good man, good man. Now, Pete, we're obviously here to talk to you about yourself. We want to get to know a little bit more about you, and I've got a few questions for you, as you know, and the first one is quite simple, really. We're coming up to the final race weekend of the season, of course, at Snetterton, but how's the season gone for you so far?
I've been happy. The car's far better than I'll ever be. It's going to need a rebuild because it's getting a bit low on the piston rings, but
right.
It's going well.
Best race so far this season for you, Pete? What would you say?
Mallory Park, for two reasons. We were Metros only, and also everything seemed to click for me.
Yeah, it was a great event actually, Mallory Park, wasn't it? No shared grid, of course. There, it sort of leads into next question really. Then you just said the car might need a little bit of work. Plans for next season? Are you back with the Metros next season?
Yes, I've enjoyed it very much this year. I was thinking about giving up, but I've enjoyed it so much this year. Seeing everybody again, the Metro family, I'm continuing.
Fantastic. That's what I like to hear. And it is a real family feel, isn't it? Of course, at Snetterton, we're going to have a bit of a shindig, aren't we? I think it's a bit of a barbecue and a few bits and bobs going on. So I'm very much looking forward to that. We'll have to have a beer, Pete, definitely. We'll have to have a pint of, trying to think of a Yorkshire ale. A Black Sheep, that's a Yorkshire beer, isn't it? That's a Yorkshire beer. I'll have one for you then. I'll have one for you. Right, let's get to know you a little bit more now, Pete. What I want to know is this: what was the first car you ever owned?
First car on the road, Morris Minor 1000.
Morris Minor 1000.
I'm old.
No. There's no such thing as old. Experienced. That's what we like to say. Isn't it? What was it like to drive, Pete?
It was all right, but the gearbox second to first was straight cut, and no synchro mesh. So in that days, life was black and white, and it was a lot slower.
What's the best car you've ever owned?
Volkswagen Tiguan outside now, yes.
Oh, really? Okay. Yes. Nice. Yeah, good car. Right, let's get into your motorsport career then, shall we? When and where was your first ever race?
First ever race, not necessarily Metros.
No, just first ever race. Doesn't have to be Metros, anything.
RAC Rally, about 70 odd.
Oh, wow.
I scared myself silly.
What Like rallying, you must be mad.
Yes.
What were you driving?
Cosworth. Sierra Cosworth.
Oh my word! You've got to send me some pictures. You've got to send me some pictures of that. Oh my word!
We came out of the forest. I'm thinking that front wheel's only held on with a split pin, and yes, scared.
Oh my word! That is insane. That is insane. Well, let's come to the Metros then. And the next question, of course, is when did you get involved with the Metros, and why? I suppose as well.
I'd been autograssing with a Mini for a few years, and the Sanderson family were giving up the autograss, and Tom came into Metros, and his dad built one and said, "Why are you coming with us?" So they helped me build one, the first one that Rob Jessup now has, and the rest is history.
Yeah, it certainly is. It certainly is. Well, look, Pete, thanks for sharing your stories with us during this Micro-MetroFest. Of course, I will see you at Snetterton. I can't believe we're coming up to the final round already. It's such a shame, isn't it? But we are, of course, going to be live. Now, if you like what you've seen here, there's a link to the MG Metro Cup website in the body of this broadcast. Do click it, and you can watch all of the action from Snetterton. You can see Pete out on track as well. Pete, enjoy your evening, won't you? Thanks so much for your time. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you at Snetterton. Take care.
Thank you, Ian. Good night.
There we go, Emma. As if by magic.
I was getting really panicky then, thinking, "Oh, I've got to do this on my own. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. I don't know what to say."
I didn't send you a script, did I? I didn't send you a script.
No.
But obviously, I was just interviewing Pete there, so I just had to run back down.
Back it downstairs from the interview room upstairs. Yeah, of course.
I mean, you know, of course. Did you like how I can magically turn it from day to night?
Day into night. Yeah. And,
no,
and change clothing all at the same time.
Yeah. No, same top. That was white. I just haven't washed it. It's just got dirty.
Oh, is it? It's got dirty. On. Right, gotcha.
Emma, how long have you known Pete?
Oh my gosh, for as long as he's been in the championship. As long as he's been in the championship, because obviously Dad's been in it for 25 years, or been associated with it. So, yeah, everyone that's there now, I've known all of their time being joined to our Metro family.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's a long time, isn't it?
Yeah, well, a good time.
Yeah, massively. Yeah. Wouldn't change it.
Fantastic. Right. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm ready to hear from another driver. Shall we have another Metro Meets? All right, here we are. Right, this time for Metro Meets, I caught up with a debutant this season. In fact, on his debut, he even scored a podium, didn't he? It is, of course, the one, the only. It's Ben Williams. Right, hello, everybody. Here we are for another Micro-MetroFest greet and meet, and here we are with the one, the only. It's Ben Williams. Ben, how you doing, my friend? Are you well?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm not too bad. It's not. Actually, it feels like it's been an eternity since I last saw you guys. What have you been up to the last month?
Panicking. Life's been mental, absolutely mental.
Panicking.
I've not even had a chance to sit down really that much, but yeah.
God.
No. After Snetterton, I think it's going to calm down a little bit. I think, but I'm not sure.
Do you know, I can't believe we're coming up to the last race weekend already. It's such a shame, isn't it? But a bit of a shindig going on Saturday night, haven't we? Which I'm very much looking forward to.
Yes, there is. Yeah, I know I'm going. Mum and Dad are going. So yeah, because the restrictions have now relaxed a little bit.
Absolutely.
Which plays in our favour. So yeah, we're going to have a little bit of a get together. Well earned one.
I might even camp it. Might even stay in a tent if the weather is going to be okay. If it's going to be cold, no chance. I'll hotel it.
We're staying in a hotel.
Oh yeah, good man. I've got a few questions for you, Ben, as we've been doing with a number of the drivers. First one, of course, is how has the season been for you?
Fantastic. I've absolutely no sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Sort of not regrets. But maybe not. But nothing's gone. What? Yeah, I'm not going to say it just yet, but
We still got one to go.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to say too much, but no, everything's gone really well. Car's been flawless. You know, it's just a credit to Dad. You know, the amount of effort he's put in. I've been off on holiday. I was on holiday in August, and he was, busy spannering away on the car on his own. So, yeah, everything's gone really well.
Not everybody knows this, do you? Of course, you shared a car with your dad, don't you? Yourself and Steve Williams. Season be going very well. Let's talk next season then. Are you both sticking around for next season?
Absolutely. No doubt in that whatsoever. Absolutely. Cars. Oh God, it must have been raced now for the last eight years. So it's very tired. So it's getting a little bit of a refresh over the winter. So getting a little bit of TLC, a little bit of love, and then be back out next season for even more fun.
Excellent. Now, look, next question. Now, I think I know the answer to this. But for those who don't know, when and where was your first ever race? Doesn't have to be Metro related. It could even be karting if you want, whatever. But when and when was your first ever race?
Well, I'm not going to talk about karting because I'm really, really bad at go-karts. But my first ever race was Mallory Park. I believe it was the 13th of June.
This year as well. This year, wasn't it?
This year. Came third. First ever race. Well happy with that.
Podium.
Yeah. When I found myself... you what, sorry?
I was going to say, where's the trophy, Ben? I thought you'd have that on it. It must be within reach.
I think it's up in my bedroom somewhere. Yeah, on centerpiece. But when I found myself in third place, I was like, "Where's everyone gone? What's going on?
Yeah,
this isn't right. Surely not." But yeah, it was, and I finished third. I was well happy with that.
Hectic race, immediately on the pace, Ben. I've got to say, incredibly impressive. Really, really great stuff. Did you get driver of the race as well? Driver of the weekend?
Driver of the race. So yeah, second race not so good. But yeah, first race was just amazing, fantastic, mental, as you say, hectic, a lot going on in 20 minutes, but it was hot, hard, fun, just amazing.
Now, of course, as we said, you share your car with your dad. Your dad did the last race at Donington, wasn't it? You're back in the car at Snetterton this weekend, aren't you?
I am, yes. Yeah. Dad,
feeling confident?
Ooh, yeah. I mean, it depends. It depends what the weather is. If it's wet, I'm not keen on wet racing. I really, really don't like it. Last time I've been on a track day in the wet twice. It did not go well. Ended up on the grass a couple of times. But yeah, hopefully we've made a couple of setup changes to the car to make it a little bit easier to drive in the wet as well. So hopefully, if it is wet, we'll be good, and if it's dry, I'm reckoning, a good race, another good race.
Fingers crossed, buddy. Fingers crossed. Right, I want to know one final thing, Ben, and again, it doesn't have to be MG related. Whatever it was, I want to know what was your first car you ever owned. What was it?
Of course, it's MG related. It was a Mark II, 54 plate, MG ZR Plus 1.4. Yeah, amazing car. And then I was a bit silly one day and wrote it off, which I was. I'm still very devastated about that because it was a really clean car. It was really clean. But yeah, 17-year-old me didn't sort of, I don't know, put, what was the
54
word?
Plate, eh?
Yeah, 54 plate. It was an early 2005. Only had 59,000, or maybe been 60,000 miles on it. So it was a low mileage. I spent many thousands on it. And yeah. Engine, head gasket, cam belts, water pump, front suspension, front brakes, brake lines, interior. Yeah, it was a clean car.
That is great. I say my first car was a Rover as well, 214, 1994 L Reg. It was. I was the only person going to college in a 5-door family, so There you go.
Well, I'm starting college. I'm starting college again, and I've got a 5-door Rover. So
snap. You'll be the coolest kid going to college. I can tell you that.
Absolutely.
Rock it up. Ben, obviously, I think probably quite obvious, actually. I imagine the old man had a bit of an influence in this, but why did you get involved with the Metros?
Dad's had one since 1989. Been sat in the garage. Decided to race it in 2010. That's where it all started, really, from my dad. So my girlfriend and my mum's got him to blame.
Best decision ever made, right? Getting racing with the Metros. That's
Absolutely.
what I like to. So
Absolutely.
If anybody watching this right now has a Metro and you're not racing in the Hickford Construction Limited MG Metro Cup, what are you doing? Get in touch with us. There's a link in the body of this broadcast. It'll take you straight through to the website. You can find out all the information you need there. You can also get in touch with us that way too. You can also contact us on our social media channels as well, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, you name it, we are there. Ben, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck this weekend, of course. We will be watching, won't we? Because we're going to be live streaming all of the action for the MG Metro Cup this weekend. You can watch Ben back in action too. Best of luck for it, buddy. I'll see you Saturday night for a soft drink, for a Diet Coke or two.
Yes, indeed.
Cheers, Ben. Thank you. A Diet Coke, indeed. Yes. There you go. Yes. Of course. I will be live streaming on Sunday, so I will probably. I might have a Panda Shandy, and that's about it.
Right.
Emma, how nice is it to see Ben racing this season?
It was great. It was so nice to finally, all the years he's been sort of on the sideline helping his dad and being supportive of everybody else, not just his dad. If any of the other drivers needed any help, he was always there. So actually see him in a car out there now is really nice to see. So yeah.
And what a debut that was as well, wasn't it? Incredible.
Nuts. Absolutely mad. But yeah, I'm sure his poor mum, well, I know his poor mum was stood on the in the paddock watching, probably had no nails left. Don't blame her. Yeah. Good racing. Good race.
It was a great race. And talking of great racing now, we've actually got a race to show you from Alton Park. Now, of course, don't bother watching Formula One because that's just boring. Indy cars, they just go around in a circle. That's boring. British touring cars, they just crash into each other all the time. So that's boring. Le Mans, it's 24 hours. Come on, that's boring.
Need my sleep.
Oh, God. So the only thing really that's worth watching is the Metros, if I'm totally honest with you. And of course, at Alton Park, you had a shared grid as well with the MG Cup as well, who you're not sharing with actually on Sunday. You've got your own.
No, we have our own 2 races. Yeah.
And it's a good grid as well, isn't it? What do we get? 19 cars, I think, for Sunday. So it's going to be a packed grid. So I can tell you now, we are going to play you the race. I think it's race 2 actually from Alton Park. We got the footage from our live stream a little bit earlier. It's about 20 minutes long or so. So sit back, relax, enjoy, and Elaine, you know what to do.
As you can see, there's Morgan Short, the man of pole position. For the Cherished Vehicle Insurance MG Cup, alongside him Peter Birchall and Mike Williams prowling in that Metro behind. He will expect to go very, very well. So here come the cars, as you can see. There's Morgan Short, the man of pole position for the Cherished Vehicle Insurance MG Cup, alongside him Peter Birchall and Mike Williams prowling in that Metro behind. He will expect to go very, very well indeed. There's Kaylee Twigger. We had a little catch up with Kaylee earlier. Richard Buckley as well. Richard Buckley in the black Tomcat there. Actually finished race 1 in 3rd. Dave Harrison up there too. There's Ian Dowler. It was really interesting catching up with Mike Williams as well. We had a great chat with him. He's come here all by himself. He does everything by himself. He sleeps in the van all by himself. Looks after the car, builds the car, maintains it, even painted the car by himself. and he just goes to show what you can achieve, because he won as well. There's Maddie Maguire's car, number 23, with the pink bits on the side, a bit of mud up the side. I think she might have done a little bit of rallycross in race 1. There's the Metros as well. There is Mark Eels, the grey and bright yellow wheels. You're not going to miss him. Alongside him, Tim Shooter. That's how they finished in race 1 and 2. Tony Howe picked up the final podium spot in the Metro Cup as well. Phil Goodwin up there. John Moore. You can see Les Tyler, Steve Williams, Tim Davies, David James, Richard Garrard, Rob Jessup, Chris Savoury, Neil Burnett. Neil Burnett and Chris Savoury had a fantastic battle, didn't they? Pete Coleman up there too, and Kyla Birdseye is just at the back as well. It's a real shame for Kyla, wasn't it? Second on the grid for race 1. Mechanical issue though caused her to retire early, but she's back out for race 2 now. So here we go. So like we said, the MG Cup cars will go first. Who's it going to be? Short, Birchall. Will Williams sneak through? Can Kaylee Twigger do anything from 4th on the grid? The red lights are on. Here we go. And it's lights out and off they go. And it's a great start by Short once again. And Williams. It looks like Short and Williams are going to lead 1-2 into the first corner. And here we go. Off go the Metros. And it looks like Eels again. Tony Howe's got himself off to a great start as well. Wow, great stuff here. Perhaps a little bit less dramatic than we saw in race 1, but that's certainly no bad thing, is it? We just want to make sure everybody gets around cleanly, certainly for the first lap. It gets very hectic out on the track with the number of cars, the sheer volume of cars going around Alton Park. Of course, being the international circuit, it does allow for a little bit more breathing room. A month ago, we were at Brands Hatch on the Indy circuit. You can imagine about 36 cars going around Brands Hatch. It got very, very hectic, very, very early on indeed. A touch more breathing space, and that's the idea of a 10-second gap as well, and it's worked well so far here at Alton Park. Probably something that will carry on for the entire season. The Metro Cup and MG Cup are sharing for the season, except for the next round at Silverstone for the MG Cup and at Mallory Park for the Metro Cup. So the cars are on the way round at the minute. I'll talk you through all the action as it happens. I am trying to listen to the on-course commentary as well, see if they can give me any additional information whilst we're here. Can Morgan Short hold on and keep Mike Williams at bay, or can Peter Birchall make a big move? Can Tim Shooter shoot down Mark Eels and take his 3rd win of the season? A double bubble at Brands Hatch a month ago for Tim Shooter. But what can Tony Howe do? Tony Howe was really closing the gap, wasn't he, to those front runners in the Metro Cup? Just ran out of time. So can Tony Howe make a big move? I'm seeing them coming down the circuit now. Here we go. They're about to appear in your screen, and it is still Morgan Short, your race leader, but he's got Mike Williams once again all over the back of him. He's so quick out of that final corner is Williams. What can Short do this time? As he said, he's going to have to change his tactics a little bit just to keep Williams at bay. There's Birchall in 3rd, Buckley in 4th. Simpson is up to 5th. There's Kaylee Twigger in 6th. Ian Dowler in 7th. Here comes Harrison in 8th. Maddie Maguire in 9th. Great stuff there. There's a Dan Jones as well, doing well. There's Mark Eels. Mark Eels once again, your race leader. Tony Howe's taking 2nd place from Tim Shooter. Tony Howe in 2nd in the Metros. Phil Goodwin in 4th. Tim Shooter in 3rd. There's Les Tyler. Then John Moore. Then Dan Willers. Tim Davies. Richard Gerrard. Steve Williams. All coming through. Starting to collect up a few of the tail ender MG Cup cars here. There goes Andrew Ewing through. Wow, plenty of drama. So let's have a look. All chop and change, except for Morgan Short at the top. In fact, rather incredibly, there are only 3 cars who did not change position on the opening lap. Morgan Short, your race leader for the MG Cup, and Slingsby and Baston at the back, mainly because they're not in the race. That's why. So Mike Williams into 2nd, Peter Birchall down to 3rd, Buckley up to 4th, Simpson up to 5th, Twigger down to 6th, Dowler up to 7th, Harrison down to 8th, Maguire up to 9th, Jones up to 10th, Weston Bartholomew down to 11th, Eels, Howe, Shooter, Goodwin, Tyler, Moore, Willards, Davis, Gerrard and Steve Williams all make up a place. Keane is down to 22nd, Jessup, James have both moved up in position, Hiley's dropped a place, Savoury, Birdseye, Burnett, Coleman, Ewins have all made up a place as well. Unfortunately, Baston didn't change position because we saw from race 1 he retired very early, didn't it? It looked like an engine issue for Basin. He's not made it out for race 2. It's been a pretty miserable weekend actually for Basin, isn't it? He didn't even make it out for qualifying. He's completed about 3 laps here today. What a shame, but it is motorsport. It does happen. And there is Short still just holding on to the lead from Mike Williams for the outright race win in the MG Cup. Off they go. Short has learned a lot from his race 1 exploits. He's doing everything he can to keep Mike Williams at bay. There's Buckley. Buckley once again has got past Peter Birchall. Buckley once again. It's 1, 2, 3. And Simpson is trying to fly past Birchall. Keep a sharp eye on that. There's Ian Dowler coming through in Class B. Going very, very well. There's Kaylee Twigger. There's Dave Harrison. Plenty of action. Dowler got past Kaylee Twigger in that last lap. There's Dan Jones in Class B coming along. There is Mark Eels as well. There's Tony Howe. Also, it's Tim Shooter, Phil Goodwin, Les Tyler, Dan Willers making a few moves as well. John Moore, Tim Davies, Richard Garrard, Steve Williams, Rob Jessup. There is James. Here comes Kyla Burns. I'm pleased to say she's getting some racing action in today, which is great. There she goes. There's Chris Savory, Neil Burnett coming up. We've got Hiley and Keane coming over the line now in the MG Cup as well. There's Pete Coleman and there's Andrew Ewins. That's your entire field who are out at the minute. As we said before, same for race 1. You will see every single car in the race, guaranteed, with us here at My Supercar. Whoever you're supporting, they will have airtime, they will have track time, and they are doing as well. So Eels is absolutely flying, isn't he? Not just in the Metro Cup, but overall as well. That last lap, he actually got past Maddie Maguire, who's racing in the MG Cup. Not that it's a competition or anything between them in any way. They're running their own races, they really are. But what can Short do? Mike Williams put in the fastest lap last time, a 2:02.319. Wasn't a great deal difference between him and Short though. Can Morgan Short hold on? He still has the race lead, does Morgan Short, in the MG Cup, the Vehicle Cherish Insurance MG Cup. But Williams is not going to let him go. This is going to be a race-long battle, and it's right at the sharp end of the field in the Cherish Vehicle Insurance MG Cup. Richard Buckley and Matthew Simpson having a good battle as well. Peter Birchall just dropping back a little bit. Can't quite get to grips with those two Tomcats. And Simpson trying to make a move. Simpson trying to dive down the inside. That is for a podium position. It really matters. Here comes Ian Dowler doing a sterling job in Class B. I know Dan Jones was eager to try and keep up with him. So far, Dowler has got the measure of him. There's Kaylee Twigger and Dave Harrison. Similar to race 1, those two are going to be embroiled in a battle throughout the entire race. Under 10 minutes left to go. Here comes your Metro Cup leader, Mark Eels, over the line. There goes Dan Jones. Here comes Maddie Maguire. Here comes Tony Howard. Watch out for Tony Howard, number 7, the yellow Metro. He's going to try and charge down Eels. There's Tim Shooter in 3rd. There's Phil Goodwin 4th. Les Tyler 5th. Dan Willis in 6th. Tim Davies in 7th. Richard Garrard in 8th. John Moore in 9th. Steve Williams in 10th. Jessup in 11th. James in 12th. There goes Rod Weston Bartholomew in the MG Cup. Now we're waiting for Birdseye. There she comes, Kyla Birdseye. But then Chris Savory. Oh, Neil Burnett once again has got back past Chris Savory. Those two had a great battle in race 1. Neil Burnett ended up getting the better of Savory once again. Neil Burnett on that lap has got past Chris Savory. He certainly savoured that moment, didn't he? Pete Coleman coming over the line. He's got past Keane and Hiley. And there is Andrew Ewins. So we have 30 runners and riders still out on the track. Wonderful stuff here. What an exhibition of motorsport we're seeing with the MG Car Club today here at Alton Park. It just gets better and better, doesn't it? Every racetrack we go to. Remember, anytime you want to find out more about any of these championships, you can do. There's a link in the text to them. And I can tell you, here's Morgan Short. Where's Mike Williams? There's Morgan Short. And he's pulled out a huge gap. I can only assume Mike Williams might have had a lunge and might have got himself into a little bit of trouble. Morgan Short, your race leader, he's opened up a gap. What's happened between those two? There goes Mike Williams. The gap, it's 5.71 seconds with 7.5 minutes left to go. There's Simpson. What can Simpson do? We know he's quick. Here's Buckley. Birchall coming over the line. Here comes Ian Dowler in Class B. This action everywhere. This is what we love to see in motorsport, isn't it? It really, really is. So plenty of Class C cars Ian Dowler going very, very well in Class B, and then Keenan Hiley are your Class A drivers. Having a bit of an inter-team battle, really. There's Mark Eales, your Metro Cup leader, still out in front. Here comes Tony Howe. He's only got one headlight working, so at least it makes it easy to spot him. There's Tim Shooter in third place, yet to be off the podium in 2021 in the Hickford Construction MG Metro Cup. Then a monster of Metros coming up the start-finish line. Gerard's trying to make a move on Tim Davies. Is he going to be able to do it? Plenty of action to keep our eye on. Howe flying through the field. Maguire is dropping down the order. We'll have to see why that is. Here comes Kyla Birdseye, kind of having her own race at the minute. We know there was an issue with the car in race one. Neil Burnett and Chris Savory, these two showing off some brilliant skills between the pair of them. It's wonderful to see brilliant action all throughout the field. A lot of respect between all of the drivers here, and some brilliant racing. Here comes Pete Coleman. And then we've got Keenan Hiley for Class A honours in the Church Vehicle Assurance MG Cup. And it's Iago Keane who has it at the minute over Hiley. Part of the same team as well. There's Andrew Ewins, and here is your MG Cup race leader, Morgan Short. What's the gap this time? Here comes Mike Williams. I think Mike might have made a mistake or something, got a little bit out of sorts trying to make a move. It's down to 4 seconds. It was 5.7 on the last lap. We've still got 5.5 minutes left to go. It could go right down to the wire. There's Simpson, there's Buckley, and there is Birchall, all vying for Class C. Here comes Ian Dowler, comfortably out on his own as well for the Class B honours, going very, very well indeed. Dan Jones, his nearest rival for Class B honours, and once again Kaylee Twigger and Dave Harrison are very, very close to each other, locked in a bit of a inter-rivalry here, as we like to see, always share the same space at the circuit. Now here is Mark Eales, your Metro Cup leader. Dan Jones just behind in Class B in the MG Cup. Here comes Tony Howe, and look at that. Oh, Tim Shooter's gone wide. He's gone wide at the exit. Phil Goodwin's gone through for third place. Les Tyler's going to look like he's going to try and take advantage as well. Tim Shooter's in danger of not being on the podium for the first time this season. He just went very, very wide round the outside at the final turn there. A few bits of change. So Goodwin now. So your top, Eales is your race leader for the Metro Cup. Howe is in second. Goodwin is in third. Tyler is in fourth. Shooter's dropped down to fifth. Will is in sixth. Davies in seventh. Garrett in eighth. And here comes more. And here comes Burnett in Savory. Really going toe to toe, aren't they? And Savory has got back past Burnett. Wow, these two having a great battle, aren't they? Savory just got a much better run, unless Burnett's got a bit of an issue with the car. Can they catch up to Birdseye just ahead of them? And Short is your race leader in the Church Vehicle Assurance MG Cup with 3.5 minutes left to go, but the gap looks like it's a lot less. Once again, it's now down to 3.5 seconds. So he only managed to pull half a second out of Short that lap. If Short can keep that going, he will win this race. There goes Simpson, there goes Buckley. That's third and fourth respectively in the MG Cup. Here comes Peter Birchall now in fifth. And there's Andrew Ewins in the MG Metro Cup, 30th. I don't like to say last of the runners, but the final car, shall we say. And there's Ian Dowler, doing very well in Class B, 6th on track. Oh, and oh, God, TSL doesn't half scare me. I just said Birchall dropping down the order, but that's not accurate. And once again, Dave Harrison and Kaylee Twigger. Kaylee Twigger did finish ahead of Dave Harrison in race one, but once again, they're getting very close. I'm sure Dave would like to try and get past. Here comes Mark Eales, the leader of the Hickford Construction Limited MG Metro Cup, coming over the line, keeping Dan Jones, by the way, at bay. Not that they're actually racing each other, but still keeping him at bay. Here comes Tony Howe, and look at this tussle between all of the Metros. It's incredible stuff. Phil Goodwin, there's Tyler, Dan Willers and Tim Shooter. There's literally nothing between the 3 or 4 of them. Keep a sharp eye on that battle. We've still got 2.5 minutes of this race left to go. Incredible stuff here at Alton Park. You can't keep your eyes off it, can you? Here comes David James. It's great to see the car back to full fighting fitness as well. Rob Jessup there, Maddie Maguire coming over the line as well. Rod Weston Bartholomew now. Here he goes. Car 333 in the MG Cup. So Dan Willis has got past Tim Shooter now as well. And Chris Savoury very close to the back of Kyler Birdseye now. Chris Savoury really getting into the mix of it. And look at this as well in the MG Cup. Morgan Short and Mike Williams, they're all over the back of each other once again. Mike Williams has made up 7 seconds after making some sort of error. It's going to go right down to the wire. It really is. We'll have to keep an eye on it because the way it's been going, they've been calling these races early. If that is the case, this could well be the last lap of the race as well. And we'll keep an eye on it. It shouldn't be. It should be the penultimate. But they have been finishing the races early today because of the tight schedule. So it could well be the last lap of the race. Peter Birchall just going through your shot there. Here comes Pete Coleman now. And the battle actually in the MG Cup, this matters. This is for the Class A honours between Iago Keane and Highleys. Keane has got it in a minute. There goes Ian Dowler. He's going to take Class B honours if he keeps it on the track. Katie Twigger's made up a little bit of gap between Dave Harrison there. Looks like she should be in relatively comfortable control. I can tell you, I can see the man with a checkered flag. This is going to be the last lap of the race, I believe, as well. So, wow, what can Williams do on the very final time around? And look at this as well. There goes Mark Eales. Tony Howe's definitely closer to him though, isn't he? He really is. Here comes Dan Willis. He's got himself up to 3rd place. But Phil Goodwin's trying to bite back right at him. Les Tyler and Tim Shooter just sticking around thinking, hang on chaps, we might pick up a few spoils here if anything happens. Here comes Richard Garrard over the line, and there goes John Moore, Steve Williams, David James, Rob Jessup just behind as well. Here comes Maddie Maguire's about to appear in your shot in the Cherish Vehicle Insurance MG Cup as well. There's Rod Weston Bartholomew in your shot now, just coming over the start finish line car, 333. There he goes. Oh my word, and here it is. It's still Morgan Short who's just got the lead. Is the checkered flag about to be waved? He's holding it. It is. Morgan Short comes over the line and wins in the Cherish Vehicle Insurance MG Cup. The arms out. And he's absolutely celebrating like you wouldn't believe. Kyla Birdside's going to manage to keep Chris Savoury behind her as she comes over the line. There goes Simpson. Simpson, great driving by Matthew Simpson to take 3rd place. Buckley comes home in 4th in the MG Cup. Should be Peter Birchall just about to come in. There he is, just rounding the final corner now. He's going to appear at the top of the hill. Peter Birchall's going to come home in 5th place in the MG Cup. Then we should have Ian Dowler is going to take Class B honours. I can just see him just coming around the final corner now. Wonderful stuff. Here comes Ian Dowler, comes over the line to take the Class B honours in the MG Cup. Great stuff. And Kaylee Twigger holds off Dave Harrison. Pete Coleman goes over. We've got this monster battle, haven't we, going on between the Metros to settle just yet. Let's just wait and see. There's Mark Eales. He's going to make it a pair of wins in the Hickford Construction Limited MG Metro Cup. It's going to be Tony Howe who comes in 2nd, but Dan Willis is very close. Tony Howe comes in 2nd. Dan Willis comes home in 3rd. It's Phil Goodwin in 4th. Les Tyler in 5th. And Tim Shooter in 6th place. Richard Garrard coming around now. He will finish in 7th. John Moore in 8th, Steve Williams in 9th, David James in 10th. It looks like Rob Jessup's going to come home in 11th. There's Maddie Maguire. It's her debut here in the Cherish Vehicle Insurance MG Cup. Great to see her racing, and another solid performance to come home. Rod Weston Bartholomew coming over the line, the final car to take the checkered flag.
Well, exciting stuff indeed, wasn't it? And Emma, I don't know about you, but I don't know who that commentator is, but God, he sounds like a handsome chap, doesn't he?
Yeah.
No. Now, actually, I do believe that was an exciting race, wasn't it? And I believe actually you have the classified results from that race. I really hope I've got this right. Up on your screen now. There you go from Alton Park. Mark Eales obviously taking with Tony Howe in second, Dan Willis third, and Phil Goodwin, Les Tyler, Tim Shooter, Richard Garrett, John Moore, Stephen Williams, David James, Rob Jessup, Kyler Birdseye, Chris Savory, Pete Coleman, Andrew Ewins. A lot of cracking battles in that, wasn't it? Unfortunately, Timothy Davis and Neil Bennett didn't finish the race, but it was quite an exciting weekend at Alton Park, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I mean, we are going back to May. Brain's not really working great, but yes,
was it May? Was it really May? Wow.
Yeah, it was May. No. Yeah, it was. Yeah. May.
Hang on.
Yeah,
is there a date on here? 22nd of May it was. Yeah, 22nd
Brain's
of May.
not that bad. Yeah, it was really good. The weather was so much better because normally we'd be there at the end of the season. It was a little bit wet first thing in the morning when we were qualifying, and I was just like fingers crossed it was going to be a dry race, and both races were dry, which was really nice. Good clean racing. Yeah, it was just action packed, and you never know who was going to come in what order around that last bend before the start and finish straight. So yeah.
But that's what we like, isn't it? And that's a lot of the racing for the MG Metro Cup, though, isn't it? It is fast, it's furious, it is fair. And it is thrilling as well. And like I said, no matter what your skill level, it is a great place to come and race, isn't it? The Hickford Construction MG Metro Cup, it really is. Right, now I thoroughly enjoyed that, of course. I've got a question for you, though. We've been to a few tracks this season, of course, Brands Hatch, Mallory Park, Snetterton, Donington Park. Which has been your favourite so far?
It's got to be Brands. It's got to be Brands, mainly for a spectator, as much for a spectator's point of view, and it's not an easy track to drive. So they tell me because I've never done it, but so it's got some tricky bits that drivers have to work on, and for a spectator's point of view as well, you can see all of it. So that's nice for them to be able to see as too. So yeah, I'd go for Brands.
It was the season opener, of course. So so there's always something a bit special, isn't there, as well, when everybody gets out for the first time.
Mark will feel the same about that, but yeah, sorry, Mark, but yeah, it was a great season opener.
No, but Tim Shooter will. There we go. Yes, indeed. Right, I don't know about you, but I think it's time for another driver meet, I suppose. So would you like to hear from another driver, Emma?
Yeah, who we got this time?
Would you like to hear a bit of a tinkly music? How about I play the tinkly music first, and I'll reveal who we've got next.
Okay, go for it.
Here we go. Do you like that picture, by the way?
Spotify, by the way.
Ah, God knows. I'd have to speak to Elaine, who sorted it out. So.
Oh, okay. I'm just guessing no, but
SoundCloud, maybe SoundCloud. Try that. Mate. Why do you like it that much?
No, that? I was just commenting. No, it's fine.
Right, our next Metro Meets guest is another season debutante. That's a big clue for you there, Emma? Another season debutante.
Yes, I know who you're talking about. Mm-hmm.
Who am I going to say? Who is it? I'll let you intro.
I think it's going to be Robbie Kennings. You're going to tell me no.
Let's find out. Right, hello everybody. Welcome back to another Micro-MetroFest meet and greet, and we're joined by the one, the only. It can only be Robbie Kenning, can't it? Robbie, how you doing, my friend? Are you well?
Not too bad, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm very well, Robbie. Very well. Now I know you've been working hard on the car, haven't you, over the last couple of days? In fact, including this evening as well. How's it been going?
Yeah, well, it's going well now. All the niggles are gone, so hopefully, touch wood for Snet, we should be all right.
And of course, coming up this weekend. Just tell us, Robbie, how has the season gone for you so far? Because it's been it's been a first time out for you this season, isn't it?
Yeah, so I mean, it's been quite good. I had a good qualifying in Mallory. I qualified 5th. Unfortunately, didn't make the first race start due to a gear linkage failure. So sorted that. Got out for race 2. Had to start at the back. Got up to 9th. Donington, we qualified 5th. At one point, we were in 2nd. Last 2 laps, I backed off, and people literally just flew past me. I think I actually qualified 4th. Yeah, it might be 4th. And then anyway, I finished both of the races in 5th. So nice weekend at Donington. So we're hoping for the same thing at Snetterton.
Exactly, it's going to be a cracking time, isn't it? So let's just. It's coming to the season's end. I can't believe we're saying this already. Sunday obviously marks the end of the season for the MG Metro Cup. What are your plans for next season, Robbie? Are you coming back for another season?
Yeah, I'll be back for another season. So it's a case of engines will be out, subframes out. I think we'll probably end up having a new engine built for next year, and then the current one will become a spare. We can utilise a lot more modifications with the 1380. So this is quite a limited engine in the sense of what I've done. So we can potentially unlock a bit more power and be up with the front boys.
Oh, that's what I like. I mean, you're closer anyway, aren't you already? You know, now my next question kind of touches on this a little bit as well. When and where, now I know the answer to this, but those people watching might not know. When and where was your first ever race?
So it was Mallory earlier this year. I did my ARS test, I think 3 weeks before the first race, just as a bit of I need to get a bit of sight time in and try and learn the laps. And it was good. So yeah, Mallory this year was with the first race.
And of course, on your debut, just talk us through that. You went very well actually on your debut, didn't you?
Yeah. So I went out qualifying. We were qualifying with another group of cars. Some of them were a lot bigger, and I think I was behind a Rover P4, which is like a 3.5 litre V8. I could not get past because he was bullet fast down the straights and then really slow going through the bends.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get a clean lap, and eventually I managed to get a good lap, and yeah, it was good. Qualifying was good. I came back into the pits sort of, I think it was 3 or 4 minutes to the end, and Dick Trevette came over to me and goes, "Oh, you're 4th." I was like, "What? No, you got to be wrong. Like maybe 14th, not 4th." And then Ben Williams put a blinder on his last lap and pit me to 4th, and I ended up in 5th. So it was good.
Yeah, it was fantastic actually, Robbie. It really, really was. Now, this doesn't have to be Metro related, of course. We all want to know, what was your first ever car you owned? What was it? Mine, funnily enough, mine was actually a Rover. Just pure coincidence, to be fair. But what was yours?
My Peugeot 106 Inca. It was an N-Reg, and it was really good. I could go around corners, and the passenger seat would come onto me. So that's one of the pickups for sort of the girlfriend or the now wife. So let's go around the left-hand bend, and she'd end up in my lap, which was quite funny.
I don't know why, but you do strike me as a Peugeot 106 kind of guy. You know.
First thing was that car one day. Literally, I got it at sixth form, and I was driving to the shops one day for lunch, and all of a sudden I heard this massive bang, and I thought, "Oh my god, that sounds like it's like an Evo or a Subaru behind me." It wasn't, back box had fallen off, and it just was straight through. So I drove it around like that in the boot, and then I got pulled over by the police one time. Like, yeah, it's just fallen off.
Oh my word. Brilliant. I love stories. It brings a smile to everybody's face when you ask them about their first ever car. So it's always nice to go down memory lane, isn't it? Yeah. Now, look, you mentioned this season has been your first season. Of course, you only did your ARDs this year. Mallory was your first time. So why did you get involved with the Metros then? What sort of propels you to think, yes, I'm going to go racing?
Well, I've had a thing for motorsport for a while. So one of my guys who helps me with the car, I used to nav for him when we went rallying, and I figured I wanted to do it. So it was just a case of finding a car in the right championship. Originally, I wasn't looking for a Metro, but then I found my car as a shell, then started doing a bit of sort of research into it, and started speaking to Emma, Kim, and everybody, and sort of fell in love with the club. So yeah, off of that, that's mainly the reason why I bought the car. It wasn't a case of I found a car built. I built a car because I enjoyed what the club was and what it stood for, if that makes sense. Yeah,
no, I totally get that. I love that. Well, look, Robbie, of course, we've got a bit of a shindig going on Saturday night as well. Are you sticking around for a bit of food and, of course, a soft drink ready for Sunday?
All four of us ready.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Robbie, look, I'm going to see you on... I take it you're arriving on Saturday, are you?
Yeah, we'll be going up Saturday afternoon, probably get there for 2 or 3 o'clock.
Great. I will see you on Saturday. Enjoy the weekend, won't you, mate? And of course, don't forget you can watch Robbie live this Sunday with us at the Hickford Construction Limited MG Metro Cup qualifying both races. And of course, behind the scenes content will be broadcast live. Robbie, best of luck. You better get out and crack on with the car, and I'll see you at the weekend, mate.
Thanks. Take care. Bye.
There we go. Cracking stuff from Robbie. Now, do you know where Robbie lives, by the way? Or what town? Obviously, don't broadcast his address, but what town he lives in.
No, I just know he's south of me, I think.
He's south of you. Now, I'm south of you. And in between us is London, isn't it, really? But I was just looking at that.
Yes.
I was just watching that back because I filmed that last night with Robbie. And I was just looking at where I filmed it right where I'm sat right now. And obviously, it looked a bit lighter where I was compared to where Robbie was. I just wondered if he was just a little bit further north.
I don't think he was in the Outer Hebrides. I don't think that's where he comes from.
It definitely looked darker where he was, where I was. So I'm in Berkshire for anybody watching, and so there you go.
I have no idea where everybody lives. Sorry.
No.
What I do know is Robbie and his team bring a great bottle of Disaronno normally. To racing. Other almond flavoured drinks are available. Do
you know, I thought you were going to say he brings great personality and atmosphere, and racecraft to the Metro Cup.
And a bottle of Disaronno.
A bottle of booze. Well done, Robbie. If you're watching this, you bring a cracking bottle of booze. And a very, very nice livery on your car as well.
Yeah,
to say that.
Very good.
But again, another driver who did very well on his debut as well, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
And a big part, and hopefully long-term part of the Hickford Construction Limited MG Metro Cup as well. And of course, that's not it though. We're not quite done yet. We've got another driver who's been, relatively new to the championship as well. Second season it is. Would you care to have a guess who our next and final guest is actually for Metro Meets? Made debut last year at Snetterton. Testing you here.
I was going to say Neil, but that's not right, is it?
Debut at Snetterton last year.
Oh, don't do this to me. Give me another
clue.
What colour is his car? What colour is his car?
Grey and green. I'll tell you what, I'm going to play the Metro Meets theme tune, and you've got that time to think about it and tell me who it is. I'll give you a clue. You've already said their name. You got it now.
No.
You've already said their name once. Debut at Snetterton last year. This is who it is. Right,
Neil.
everybody, welcome back to it's the Micro-MetroFest here, and we've got another meet and greet for you, and it is our good friend Neil Burnett's here. Neil, how you doing, my friend? Are you well?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you, Ian. Yourself?
Not too bad. Now, I'm very much looking forward to the final weekend of the season, of course, coming up at Snetterton. Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, extremely so, yeah. I've had a few problems with my car, as you know, so hopefully I'll be out there and stopping on the track all the time this time.
No. It's coming around quick now, isn't it? I can't believe how quick the season's gone. And talking of this season, how has it gone for you?
Yeah, it's been a mixed season for me, really, because, I've had a few issues with the car. So, we're getting there. I'm actually on a borrowed engine at the minute from Tim Shooter, as you probably don't know, but mine blew up at Mallory. A cam belt went. So very good of him. He's lent me an engine while the end of the season. Then I've been away up to Scarborough and bought one, ready to be race spec'd up for next year. So that's what I'm looking forward to as well now. So.
Well, do you know what? You've just answered my next question. Plans for next season. You're coming back then. You're coming back.
I am indeed. Yeah, I love it. It's absolutely got me hooked.
Can't keep away. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
Now, I think I might already know the answer to this one, Neil, but I'm going to ask it for those who don't know. When and where was your first ever race? Now, of course, it doesn't have to actually, I might not know this because it doesn't have to be Metro related, of course, but when and where was your first ever race?
My first ever race was at Snetterton.
Last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I remember, yeah, you met me for the first time with a camera. You were in the car, and I just appeared with a. You must think, what the hell's going on here? Sorry about that, Neil. Sorry about that.
No, it was all right. It was different. I kept thinking, it's coming again.
So, why did you get involved with the Metros in the first place? And obviously, like you didn't have any motorsport racing experience anyway, and then you decided to get in with the Metros. Why was that?
Well, honestly, I never thought I would ever race on a track in a car. I've marshalled for motorbikes and cars, and then it was through Tim Shooter really that he used to go to the local garage where I got my van serviced and whatever and cars for work. Met him there and he said, "Oh, why don't you come and watch?" So I did, and then I think about probably a year and a bit into it, he said, "Why don't you try it?" And I'm like, I don't know really. Anyhow, a car came up. Bought it, got it ready, got me ready, did my yards and whatever, and it all went from there. And then I met you the first time out at Snetterton, where I was like terrified, just about about what it was going to happen because I'd never been on the track before. But when I actually got on the track, it's amazing. You just when the wheels hit the track and the what should I say, the air goes red in your eyes and you think, oh, I need to be passing who I can at the front. Obviously, it's hard at the minute because there's a lot of really good experienced drivers up the front. So we're just tagging on at the back at the minute, learning all what we need to learn to try and get a little bit further up the field. And
that's it, isn't it? There's no pressure. You don't need to go in win the championship or anything straight out, do you? It is just get used to it. Just take your time. When those lights do go out, do you just get nervous, Neil? Or does that nerves just disappear as soon as the lights go out and you've got so much to think about? You don't even think, just like that, like a switch.
Yeah, you're sitting there actually thinking, right, it's in gear, the clutch is ready, look at the lights. And when the lights go, you're thinking, oh God, I need to be gone now. And you're gone. And you don't, once you go, that's it. You're 20 minutes just thinking about what you're doing. That's why I love it. Because you can't think about anything else, work or whatever. You can only think about your racing and what you're doing on that for 20 minutes. You cannot.
How
if you
quick?
Wait.
Good. No, go on. Sorry.
If your mind wavers, then you're off, or you back a place because you've not been concentrating on what you're doing. So that's what I feel anyhow. So
I find it amazing how quick the races go, and this is just from sort of commentating on it. And whenever I suddenly look at TSL, suddenly it's halfway through the race, and I only feel like we've only just started. What's it like behind the wheel? Does it go in a blur? Is it like, oh wow, I can't believe this is like the last lap already? Or are you been aware of when the last lap is? Are you sort of just, oh, there's a checkered flag and it just appears?
As you can appreciate, I think I've done 6 races now, or 7 races.
Yeah.
So I mean, it does go quick, and also sometimes you don't realise it's the last lap until you see the checkered flag come out. Because you're concentrating and something's happened down as you're going along. But it does go really quick. Yeah. Unless you've got a problem, then it don't go quick. But it does. Yeah, you're out there, then you're done, if you know what I mean. But that 20 minutes is the best feeling for me and a lot of them other races of your life. Really, it's awesome. And anybody thinking they want to join us, I mean, I never thought I'd do it, but now I'm out there. Wow, And it's reasonable cost as well. That's the thing as well. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. You've got to get involved. Haven't you?
The team and the crew are awesome. They'll help you out whenever. My teammate Pete Coleman's awesome. I mean, he helps me out no end with everything that I need to know. It's not a problem. Just let's talk about it. And the problems I've been having with the car, we've been discussing at night on WhatsApp and blah blah blah. And he's helped me. It's fixed now, hopefully. So my first test is going to be on the qualifying at Snetterton because I tried to get in some track days, but all fully booked. I couldn't get in.
All fully booked. Must be quite emotional for you then, coming back to Snetterton.
Yeah, first time that I was there, and now my first time back, if you like, with a car that it should be okay, but I'll be going out to try it as well as see what I can do.
Excellent. One final question for you, Neil. What I really want to know is, what was the first car you ever owned as well? Again, it doesn't have to be Metro. I mean, if it happens to be an MG, then brilliant. But don't worry, it wasn't.
The first car I owned was a van, actually, and it was a Morris.
van?
Yeah, it was a white Morris 1000.
That's the second Morris we've had during these chats.
And I used it because I'm a bricklayer by trade, or I was training then. I used it for work at weekends as well. So, yeah, it was my sort of work vehicle and my first car.
Nice. A Morris van.
I know.
Oh, I like that.
I wish I had it now.
Yeah. It's probably worth a bit now, isn't it?
I'll tell you, I paid £100 for it. And I think it would probably be the 80s. And now they're going for 5,000 plus.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
So,
yeah.
Anyhow,
you just don't think at the time, though, do you? You just don't have a clue, do you? Like, you just wouldn't hang on to. I've got a Peugeot 207 and a Kia, and you just wouldn't ever,
No.
But in 40 years, they'll probably be worth something. Like now, they're worthless. But
I'll tell you what, though, it was a lot warmer than a motorbike.
yeah, I get that. Yeah. I would fancy going there in the middle of winter. Bike up the M1.
yeah. I was so pleased to get it.
Neil, look, thanks so much for your time this evening. I really, really appreciate it. Thanks for giving up your time. And of course, best of luck at Snetterton. We will be watching, anybody watching this and like what you seem to have to get, there is a link in the body of this broadcast to the Hickford Construction Limited MG Metro Cup website. Just click it and get all the information you need. If you want to join Neil on track next season, and why on earth wouldn't you, get in touch with us. Neil, I'll see you at Snetterton. Take care and thank you very much. There we go. Neil Burnett there. Shame on you, Emma. Shame on you. You got there in the end, though. And Neil, if you are watching, can you just comment in just to make sure you're okay? Because I don't know if you noticed it, but there's a bloody great big lion just beside your head there. I hope you're okay. Yeah. You never know, do you? These lions, they get everywhere. Now, Emma, that does actually round out the Micro-MetroFest.
Really? Already?
Already. We've been live nearly an hour and 15 minutes. Can you believe that? Doesn't it go quick?
Okay. Yeah, it does. Really quick.
It really does. It really does. However, before we do that, of course, let's not forget, Sunday we are live again. It's the season finale, isn't it, for the Metro Cup? And I've got the timetable here, actually. I don't know how well people can actually see that, but I'm having to get close. We are certainly the last race of the day, aren't we? We are. Which, that's fine. And we're race 18. So the first race is 2:25, I believe, and the final race at 4:55. Of course, we've got a qualifying session. The last qualifying session as well, would you believe that, on Sunday? So it's almost like we get a lay in almost. 10:30 qualifying session. That is the timetable for this weekend. Don't forget, you can watch all of the action live right here on the Hickford Construction Facebook page. The MG Metro Cup Facebook page. You can also watch it on Twitter at Ian Waterhouse1, on YouTube as well. On Twitch, we've got any Twitches out there at Live Sport Now, and LinkedIn as well. My LinkedIn, Ian Waterhouse, do connect to me. I'd love to hear from you. And if you want to find out more about the Hickford Construction Limited MG Metro Cup, as I said before, there is a link in the body of this broadcast. It will take you straight through, and you can get all the information you need. Emma, have you enjoyed yourself this evening?
Yeah, it's been really good for catch up. Thank you for all your chats and stuff. Quizzing.
And stuff.
On the spot.
Yeah. I've been grading you this evening, actually. So let's
degrading you.
I don't know if anybody can see that there.
Oh, right.
In fact,
there's a lot
hang
of
on,
black lines
let me.
on there.
I've got your mark here. Just bear with me one moment.
Out of how many is this?
It's a school grade, actually. If we take back to GCSEs.
Oh, wow.
And this is what I've graded you tonight, I'm afraid.
Oh, okay. Room for improvement, clearly.
I'm only joking. It would, of course.
Oh, here we go.
Just wait there.
Don't
Emma, it would, of course.
After it.
It would, of course, be this, wouldn't it? I just.
Oh,
there you go. There is the plus as well. A plus for you. A plus for you.
That's an extra night cloak on Saturday night for you.
That's an extra burger and an extra beer for me. Happy days. There you go. Right, that really does wrap it up now, I promise. That really does wrap it up from us. I've been Ian Waterhouse, your host. This is Emma Cross, as well, coordinator for the Hickford Construction Limited MG Metro Cup. We really hope you've enjoyed the show. Of course, don't forget, Sunday, we will be back live for the season finale. You will not want to miss it. Qualifying both races will be live, as well as our very special behind-the-scenes content as well. It's going to be an absolute cracker. It really is. Thank you for watching, Emma. Thank you for joining us this evening. And of course, Sunday is going to look a little something like this. Thank you and good night.